Welcome to the Bam era, baby. Last night, Jesse Bam Rodriguez knocked out Juan Estrada, El Gallo, and made the biggest statement that just because I'm 24 does not mean anything. I mean, Bam looked fantastic in this fight, despite getting knocked down in round 6. He got caught tripped up, sure, kind of sucked for him, right? But no. He's like, I'm not worried about it. He went and walked him down for the rest of the round, because that's what champions do. Welcome to the Bam era. Oh my gosh, what a performance from Jesse Rodriguez. You cannot think low of this guy. He is much must-watch boxing. And look, I'm going to be real with you guys. I'm going to be real. When he fought Sonny in his last fight, I tried to tell you, hey, watch this guy. He is must-watch boxing. You have to hear him because you have to watch him because he's great. Like, seriously, look, this is what I said. Bam Rodriguez is must-watch boxing. This kid has it all. He's an American prospect, and last night he beat Sonny Edwards in a unification bout. Now he has 2 belts at flyweight, and you know what? He's a beast and a half. Jesse Rodriguez is must-watch boxing. I said it then, I'll say it now, and I will be saying it for a long time. No matter how good he is, no matter who he fights, his style is absolutely magnificent. Welcome to the Jesse Bam Rodriguez era. He's 24 years of age, #1 in the world in his division. I mean, there's some fights there for him. Ioka's there, Kosei Tanaka's there. We heard he beat Juan Estrada. Like, he might have to go north to regular flyweight again, or bantamweight, I mean, because that was super flyweight that he won the title at. He had 2 belts in the other weight class, and above him is Junto Nakatani, Takuma Inoue. I mean, there's so many good fights. Junto Nakatani versus Jesse Bam Rodriguez. Oh, give it to me, baby. Give it to me. I love it. I love it. That's a fight and a half right there. Whew. So, yeah, I just can't get over it. Now, keep in mind, he's 24 years old. This is about the age Lomachenko won his title at 3-0. Yeah, he was 3-0 when he won. Because remember, he was trying to go for 2-0. He fought Orlando Salido and got low blowed 1,000,000 times and fought a guy who missed weight by 7 pounds. Missed his opportunity there. Lost his second fight ever. Lomachenko did. Just because he doesn't have the resume, and he has a longer resume than Lomachenko at the professional ranks, doesn't take away from what Jesse Rodriguez has done. This kid is magnificent. He's got the footwork, he's got everything, and he's going to be around for a long time. We've got a lot of Japanese fighters in this lower weight class, and they're all feeling themselves, oh yeah, I beat this and this, Louis Neary from Inoue. He's not going to fight Naoya Inoue. That's a little too big for him, but the way he fights is just like Lomachenko's footwork makes a Mexican boxer. That's what I feel like when I'm watching Jesse Bam Rodriguez fight. He's just so much fun. And he conducted himself against a very old school, long-term veteran against Juan Estrada. A long veteran of the sport. He's been around for forever. Really tough to fight. Brings a counter game that's impossible almost to deal with. That is until, Bam Rodriguez runs up against you and he's there to make you really look bad. This young age, this thing though, like, he has to be aware, like, what comes with being champion at 24 years old this good, because he's going to be pound for pound rated now, because he looks that good in that fight. He looked that good against a guy who is good, Estrada's a great fighter. And Bam made him look like he was Sonny Edwards. No offense to Sonny Edwards, who fought on this card, had a massive cut on his head. But yeah, like, he has to be aware and look to, like, the past of things that fighters have done in the past to make sure of him. Like, for example, Sugar Ray Leonard. I got his book right here. The Big Fight. You should check it out. The link will be in the bio on this one. I suggest everybody read, like, fighting books because they're all great and have stories that you may have forgot or never known about it. But Sugar Ray Leonard talks about how when, like, he was the champ, when he was the man, he beat Roberto Duran and Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns, and all this. He was the man, and that kind of went to his head. Same thing with George Foreman. kind of went to his head. This I'm gonna read an excerpt from his book here. What he said was, when talking about being champion at a young age, he said, they put me on a pedestal as well, and I felt just as lousy then as I did when they came for money. When the family gathered for dinner and I was running late, my mom would say, we can't eat till Ray gets here. Mama would not have waited for any of her other kids, but since I was Sugar Ray Leonard, I was treated differently. It was never what I wanted. I was suspicious enough already of people's motives in the outside world, not knowing if they liked me for who I was or for my popularity. At 24 years old, Bam Rodriguez is going to run into just that. He's going to run into the fact that people are going to hit him up for money. Like, hey, Bam, I got this business opportunity, man. And you got to tell him to kick rocks, bro. Because this is a bad path that fighters go down. Mike Tyson went down the same thing. People took advantage of him, namely Don King. Vultures come around when you're the man and you got money. And when you're young and impressionable. I really do hope Bam gets some people around him that advise him well, because I want to see his career last as long as possible. His footwork is impeccable. I said earlier, like, Lomachenko footwork Mexican boxing. That's exactly what he is. And Lomachenko, remember he had that nickname for a little while, No Mas? It's because he brought a Mexican style for a little while too. And Lomachenko looked like that against George Kambosos, if we're being honest. But what Bam's footwork is, so he's a southpaw, his right hand's forward, his right foot's forward. He's not scared to work on the outside or the inside angle. A lot of time, everybody will act like it's the rule. Got to get the outside angle against the southpaw. Or southpaw always got to get the outside angle. Look at Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao fought on the inside angle all the time. He fought on the inside angle and punished people on the inside. And Jesse Rodriguez is great at that. He also likes the outside angle. I think I get the idea that he prefers the outside angle. I think it's that outside angle that really sets his game different from everybody else too. Estrada's a counter fighter, and he could not find him for most of the night. We'll be talking about round 6 in a moment here. But for most of the night, he couldn't find him. And Jesse's is throwing these uppercuts from the side pivot. So he's in there, and he's pivoting his back foot off to the side, and he's getting a different angle. And Estrada's not facing him anymore. And Estrada's like, where are he? Where is he? And that's what Lomachenko did now. I'll say this, Lomachenko was a little bit above the kind of footwork that he has, but the offense that Jesse Bam Rodriguez brings is way higher than what Lomachenko used to bring. And Lomachenko's not a very active fighter now. He takes forever to warm up. Jesse Rodriguez was banging from round 1 and was bringing it to Estrada. And like I've said this multiple times, Juan Estrada is no joke. He's a really good fighter. And Bam made him look like Sonny Edwards, who's a good fighter, defensive, tough crack, you know. Not for Bam. This kid is a specimen. He's special. He's talented. He did a lot of this. So there's one in the knockdown we'll talk about where he threw a jab 1-1. No. It was he's like southpaw 1. Throws an uppercut. Then he takes his foot. You'll notice this was on the knockdown like 4 or 5 or something like that. The first real big knockdown. Takes his out. That's on the inside angle. So the one in the uppercut is from the inside angle. And then he moves his foot literally over the lead foot of Juan Estrada's. And Bam Rodriguez 1-2s again. And then he goes and hops to the side again looking for another angle. Juan Estrada's already on the ground. This kid is a output monster. Somebody that you really just slow him down to watch, because like it's tough to follow what he does. He's so good, guys. So good. His footwork's impeccable. Always shifting, the whole 180 shift. I'm comparing a lot to Lomachenko because that's the best reference that we got today of this pivoting style. Lomachenko would pivot out 180 degrees to your other side. Guess where Bam is doing? Just that. This kid is special. The knockdown, though. He didn't get out of there perfect. There was a lot he needs to work on, and he proved it. Granted, it wasn't really a knockdown, and I'm going to go on record and say Juan Estrada knocked down Bam Rodriguez, but he didn't hurt Bam Rodriguez. Kind of caught him in transition, and while he was moving, and he fell down. Caught him off guard, off balance. Didn't catch him and rocked him. Because if you watch the rest of that round 6, you'll see Jesse Rodriguez walked him down. One of the judges gave him a 10-9 in that round. After a knockdown, gave Juan Estrada a 10-9. What does that tell you? Rodriguez fought great the rest of the round. The other 2 judges gave it a 10-8. Speaking of the judges, look at this right here. The scorecards on this. Only one judge had Jesse Bam Rodriguez winning this fight. What are they watching? Because Bam Rodriguez was smashing this guy out. Had a wobble and a knockdown, and you still not winning the fight? Come on, man. The judges got to do better than this, because that's garbage. Not a fan of that at all. That could have really ruined his day. Like, he gets to a decision because Juan Estrada's a good fighter. He can go to the decision if he needs to. And you're going to try and screw him like that? I ain't buying that, Chief. That's not cool at all. But hey, he managed to be all right. He managed to get the knockout in round 7. Just so good. He's so good. I'm just over here just fawning over Bam Rodriguez, how good he is. Bam returned the finish, though, or returned the favor. And he had been targeting the body all night, but he hadn't been putting an emphasis on it, okay? So he's throwing that lead hook to the body as a southpaw, so that's the lead right hook, dips, and he throws it. And it's landing, and he's finding this uppercut on the angle, and then he starts throwing it to the solar plexus. And it's hurting Juan Estrada. You can tell it is painful for him. But man, in the 7th round, he steps in, turns to the side, throws the rear uppercut, hits him in the stomach again. This time, down goes Estrada. And it's the end of the round. It is the end of the round. Oops, sorry, guys. And he's on the ground. Like, he can't get up. The ref is counting him out. The time's expired. You can't be saved by the bell. And time's expired. There's nothing you can do. You're in pain on the ground. Juan Estrada's in pain. Suffering on the ground. Ref calls the fight off. Just a beautiful setup. And it looked like Juan Estrada was having a good round that fight too. Or that round. Might have been winning it. So good. So fun. Fantastic fight. I enjoyed it through and through. Good. He's a good southpaw. You know, I do like what he brings to the table. Now, when you're attacking a southpaw, so this is something crazy. When you're attacking a southpaw, you know, you can target the body. Juan Estrada didn't do any of that. Juan Estrada did not attack the body. He did a little bit, but it wasn't enough to really kind of make a difference. But to be fair, he was getting dogged down by Bam Rodriguez. So you can't blame him. And boxing history is full of this. It's full of people that are coming up, younger men beating the giant. Like Jack Dempsey destroying Jess Willard, who was literally almost a foot taller than him. Back in 1920. This is forever ago. 100 years ago. Literally. We got video of it though, because that's right around the technology time. And Jack Dempsey like literally runs through this guy and starts smashing him out. Just a fantastic fight. I did a really big breakdown on that. This fight of Jack Dempsey and Jess Willard. We talk about how Dempsey's killer instinct won him that fight because he was scared of being killed in a fight because Jess Willard had killed somebody in a fight. Not on purpose, obviously. Bam Rodriguez has the same killer instinct, and the rules protect fighters like Juan Estrada. It protects them from getting hurt because the rules are there so nobody dies. But that fight really reminded me of this.